Tyler's Tidal Wave Adventure, written and told by Nece, illustrated by Patty Cunningham. A thrill-seeking young boy named Tyler was looking for his next big adventure. One sunny day, Tyler decided he was going to walk to the end of the pier along the Treasure Coast of Florida. His mother had warned him about walking along the pier alone, but Tyler felt like this day was different. Today was going to be his lucky day. When he reached the end of the pier, he stopped and gazed into the morning sun. "Today is going to be a great day," he boldly announced to the world. Just then, a big tidal wave came rushing towards the pier. Tyler knew instantly that he was in for the biggest adventure of his life. The tidal wave swooped down and carried him out to sea. Tyler became scared, but quickly reminded himself that today was going to be his lucky day. To Tyler's surprise, he discovered that not only could he breathe underwater, but there was a world full of adventure waiting for him. As he swam through the colorful coral reef, he was welcomed by several ocean friends that he had only read about in books. Tyler always dreamed about what it would be like to live in the ocean. Perhaps he would even find a treasure from one of the Spanish ships that sank over 300 years ago. Was his dream about ready to come true? As Tyler dove deeper, he discovered a band called the Coral Reefers. The rock lobster directed the band with his antenna. The octopus played the drums on the sea turtle shell, while the clownfish joined in and sang backup for the mahi-mahi. There was even a stingray strumming the mandolin. Together, they made beautiful underwater music that drew a huge school of rainbow fish. Tyler watched as the school of fish swam and danced to the rhythm beneath the waves. When the song ended, Tyler spotted a moray eel and decided to follow him to an old sunken ship. As he swam towards the big ship, he saw a sight that no one had ever seen before. There were 3 sharks playing cards, a great white, a thresher, and a hammerhead shark. Tyler was amazed, not only because they were playing cards, but that 3 different sharks could happily play together. Tyler hid on the bow of the ship in hopes that the sharks would not see him. The last thing Tyler wanted to be was shark bait. His mother had told him he was sweet, but he hoped the sharks were not going to find that out. That would certainly not make today his lucky day. But all of a sudden, the shark's keen sense of smell kicked in. Could it be too late for Tyler to swim away? The sharks quickly dropped their cards and swam to where Tyler was hiding. He screamed, "Wait! Don't eat me! Don't you want to help me find the lost treasure?" The sharks replied, "What would we do with the treasure?" "You would never have another want in the world," Tyler said. All 3 sharks decided to help Tyler look around the sunken ship together to see what they could find. The great white shark spotted something green in the sand. Everyone quickly swam over to see what it could be. "A treasure chest!" screamed Tyler. He pried open the chest with his 2 hands and found a piece of paper folded up inside. Tyler sadly announced, "It's only a piece of paper." The sharks didn't understand why Tyler was sad and told him to unfold the piece of paper. Tyler shouted, "A treasure map!" He thanked the sharks for encouraging him to look on the sunny side. Just then, a steel cage dropped on top of them. It must have been a trap to keep people away from the secret treasure map. Tyler asked the sharks, "Now what do we do?" "Let's make a tidal wave," replied the hammerhead shark. Tyler stood still as the sharks quickly swam around in circles. The tidal wave began to lift the steel cage. Tyler placed his hands underneath the cage and lifted it up. "Free! Free at last!" Tyler proclaimed with a loud cheer. "We couldn't have done it without all of us working together. Thank you, shark friends. The treasure map showed an island with a big red X on it to mark the treasure. Tyler exclaimed, "Sunny Island! Today is going to be my lucky day!" Tyler said goodbye to his shark friends. "Don't worry, I'll be back with the treasure soon." Just then, a big blue whale came swimming his way. While gulping up krill, the whale didn't realize that Tyler was going to be lunch. With one big gulp, Tyler was accidentally swallowed up and on his way to its belly. Tyler began pounding on the whale's stomach walls with all his might. Boom! 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 The whale realized what had happened and knew that Tyler would give him a bellyache if he didn't get rid of him fast. The whale swam to the surface, opened his blowhole, and Tyler shot out like a cannonball. "Whee!" he exclaimed as he flew up into the air. While high up in the air, he saw Sunny Island, just as it was drawn on the treasure map. The view from the sky gave him a good glimpse of the big red X in the middle of the island. Tyler splashed back into the water, still having quite a distance to swim to land. He soon became exhausted and thought he might not make it the rest of the way. But deep down, he knew that today was going to be his lucky day. Sure enough, 2 crocodiles swam next to Tyler, and he grabbed onto their thrashing tails to catch a ride. Tyler's mother had told him many times before to seek out others in times of trouble. Once Tyler arrived on land, he thanked his crocodile friends for helping him reach Sunny Island. "Well, I'm off to the next adventure of finding the big red X," shouted Tyler. But just then, Tyler heard a young girl giggling. "Hello, anyone there?" questioned Tyler. "It's me, Molly," a young girl exclaimed high above in a palm tree. "Come up and join me." Tyler climbed up the tree and asked if Molly wanted to join him in his adventure. "What are you looking for?" Molly asked. "Treasure!" Tyler exclaimed once again, unfolding the paper and showing her the map. Molly knew the island well and immediately recognized the big red X. As she jumped down from the tree, she shouted, "I know exactly where it is. Let's go." Once they arrived at the big red X, they were greeted by a frog wearing a golden crown. Recognizing the crown as royalty, Tyler politely addressed the frog. "Excuse me, Your Majesty, can you please take us to the treasure?" The frog replied, "I will give you 3 guesses to tell me how you should spend the treasure. If you guess correctly, the treasure is yours." Tyler hastily made his first guess. "I'm going to buy a red fire truck. I've always wanted." The frog croaked, "Nope." Next, Tyler said, "Then I'll share the treasure with my new friend Molly." The frog croaked, "Nope." Tyler scratched his head and thought, "I've got it. Your Majesty, I would like to give a piece of treasure to everyone I met along the way on my wonderful adventure." Suddenly, there was a sandstorm. Molly and Tyler held each other tight. When the sand settled, all that was left from where the frog sat was a red velvet bag with a golden rope tied around the top. Tyler and Molly slowly untied the rope and looked inside. Gold coins filled the bag. They carefully counted each coin and discovered that they had enough to share with everyone he had met in his adventure. Molly and Tyler jumped up and ran towards the ocean, excited to share their newfound treasure with his underwater friends. Before diving back into the ocean, Tyler took a moment and gazed out into the horizon. "Thank you for my lucky day," he shouted. Tyler's luck continued as 2 leatherback sea turtles overheard him and swam to the shore. "Molly, "Here's our ride, jump on," he said. The turtles dove deep into the ocean, taking Tyler and Molly beneath the waves. Off they went, delivering a gold coin to all of their ocean friends. Tyler enjoyed seeing his friends so happy. After giving away the treasure, Tyler realized he had 2 coins left and knew exactly what he wanted to do with them. As the turtles came to the surface, Tyler could see the pier where he started his adventure. He turned to his new friend and said, "Molly, there's someone I want you to meet." Just as the sea turtles dropped them off on the pier, Tyler's mother came running towards them. She swept him up in her arms, kissed him, and then politely introduced herself to Molly. Tyler pulled out the remaining 2 coins, deciding to give 1 coin to his mother and the other to his new friend Molly. With a big smile, Tyler said, "Today was my lucky day. I learned that it is better to give than it is to receive." What lesson will you learn on your next adventure? Go out and make a difference and be the difference. In Tyler's Tidal Wave Adventure in the back of the book, there's a tidal wave pledge. It's really a lot of fun for families and schools to really look at those 4 pledges. It's be positive, have fun, show persistence and resilience, be a team player and problem solver, seek friends, and be a go-giver. On this pledge, you can very easily copy it and sign it and date it and hang it proudly as a reminder that every day can be your lucky day when we choose to live the Tidal Wave Pledge. For more information for students, schools, teachers, go to dreambigschool.com. There's an adventure waiting to be had. You can also see more information at Molly's Sunshine Group and tons of free resources and more videos to really inspire you to dream big, shine bright, and create your best life. After all, we've all won the lottery of life. It's up to us how to spend it. Good luck and shine on.